While I was cleaning, I accidentally noticed a tear on the cuff of a girl who had come in to apply for a job. At that moment, the client was already waiting anxiously in the meeting room. In such an important setting, her image was completely ruined. She stood there, overwhelmed and helpless. Seeing this, I immediately stepped forward to help. I pulled a needle and thread from my pocket, and in a few quick stitches, mended the tear. To cover the seam, I carefully embroidered a little clover over it. The girl was moved to tears, completely unaware that I, a cleaning lady, was actually her father's long-lost wife, and she herself was the only daughter of my husband. Back at the office, she couldn't stop thinking about my kindness and humility, so she made a decision to help match me with her father. But when I was called in to meet him, we both froze. The moment our eyes met, something about this man felt deeply familiar. It all made sense when the memories returned. 1 year ago, the girl had secretly organized a matchmaking event for her father, hoping he'd find someone and not be alone. But he, worried about her fussing, went alone to the civil office to see if fate would bring him someone. That same day, I, a rural woman desperate to get city residency, was being blackmailed by an old man who suddenly raised the marriage price to $50,000. I was furious and helpless when her father stepped in. He interrupted the deal, saying he'd marry me on the spot, without asking for a cent. And so, out of mutual need, we registered our marriage that very day. Right after the wedding, he had to leave the country for work. Before he left, he removed his limited edition Patek Philippe watch and pressed it into my hand. He promised, when he returned, he'd make everything right. Holding that watch, I was filled with hope. After leaving the office, I went to my son's house, offering all my savings and saying that once the baby was born, I could stay and help take care of him. But instead, I was rejected for being a rural mother-in-law. My daughter-in-law yelled at me and kicked me out. Dragging my luggage, I walked alone along the roadside. A speeding truck came out of nowhere and hit me. At that exact moment, my husband was boarding his flight. He waited for a reply from me. When none came, he assumed I had regretted the marriage. Angrily, he left, and just like that, we missed each other. A year later, I miraculously survived, but a head injury left me with amnesia. I couldn't even recall his face. Since then, I'd been living with my sister and supporting myself as a cleaning lady. No, one could have guessed. The company I worked for was owned by my husband. Until today, he came for a surprise inspection. When I saw him, memories flooded back in a flash. But just as I stepped forward, the manager snapped at me, accusing me of ogling the boss. With arrogance in his tone, he scolded me for being a lowly cleaning lady who tarnished the company's image. Then he docked my full attendance bonus, $1,500, for leaving my post. I stood there, hurt and confused, about to explain. That's when he walked over, my husband. He cut the manager off coldly. This company never tolerates humiliation of its employees. The manager trembled, bowing repeatedly, apologizing nonstop. I looked at the man before me with gratitude in my heart, still unaware that he was my husband in name. Then he asked me for my name. When I answered, a strange emotion flickered in his